Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Another great article from Mike over at Light Reading. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So now that Verizon has C-band at scale, they're starting to move the mobile core onto the SA, right? And now that enables slicing. And this won't be the last that we hear from Verizon on slicing. But in this case, Verizon launches network slice for public safety. But Verizon is also going to launch slicing for broadcasting, POS systems. They're going to launch slicing for everything. And the slicing part of the network, I mean, the monetization opportunity is endless. We're talking, you can put Uber on a slice if you choose to, Lyft, the DoorDash. You can put all of them on a different network slicing, and if it's paid for, right? That you have the optionality and the opportunity to do that. So Verizon is going to take heavy advantage of that. T-Mobile started already. You saw the broadcasting that they're doing with Disney. They've already been doing point of sales at Formula One. T-Mobile is heavily involved in slicing, right? They now have a slice for first responders, for T-Priority, and T-Mobile's not done. T-Mobile's further along in this. So they're matured. So they're going to have some deals on the back end that we don't even know of yet, that haven't even made it public. So that's something that T-Mobile has, been doing for a long time now, and they've had the lead in that. So Verizon's coming up the rear, but they're also doing slicing too, and they're going to do it aggressive. They're going to be very aggressive in the slicing, and they're going to do broadcasting. They're going to do everything else that T-Mobile is doing as well. The only one right now that we really don't hear much about right now is AT&T. Right? Where does AT&T stand in all of this, right? So I have to make a separate video. I know I said that in another video, but I have to make a separate video on AT&T because AT&T is on the outside looking in, and eventually it will affect them, right? Right now it's all nice, right? Because the churn's low, they're growing, but eventually people will take note. They will notice. They will say, hey, AT&T doesn't offer this amount of hotspot. AT&T doesn't offer this. AT&T doesn't offer that. It will be noticed soon, right? And I know, and I'm sure internally AT&T is working on slicing and network this and SA and voice over NR. I'm sure AT&T is working on all that, but they're not really good at communicating that, and they don't really have any partnerships to date that's using slicing, right? Like for an example, FirstNet, right? That core has yet to be moved onto standalone or 5G, so they're behind on that. Verizon and T-Mobile, since they don't have any dedicated spectrum for first responders, they can dedicate their network, which is already moving towards SA. They can offer that to first responders now, right? So it's a very interesting time to really pick all this apart in the industry, right? The first responder network is FirstNet. We understand that, but they're heavily still pushing LTE because that's what they started with. T-Mobile came in late, so they're starting with 5G slicing. They're starting with the newer technology. And then Verizon is like, hey, look, we got Verizon Frontline. We want to be a part of this. We can offer slicing too. So we'll see where AT&T stands on all this here in the coming days. We'll have to make some videos on. But Verizon is not done on the standalone network and the slicing. They're going to continue to slice. And like I said, the opportunities are endless as it comes to slicing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace.